Hello everybody, this is Sarah, Psychic Medium, and this is the Psychic Astrology for the week of the 7th to the 13th of September 2020. Please do check out my general video for the week, the insights, the energies going on around us. And if you'd like a private reading, please go to my website www.sarahpsychic.com. And please remember to share, like and subscribe. So check out the timestamps for your rising sign, moon signs and your general sun sign. And remember, this is just general for all for the world. If this doesn't resonate with you, then that's okay. Take from it what you would like. So Aries, big changes on the home front this week. There could be a massive change, upheaval. I feel this is more of a breakthrough, a good thing. I'm seeing letters that you have been waiting to receive, things coming that you have been waiting on, maybe exam results. I know most people have had those by now, but so it may be some kind of reaction from something you put out there. It could be, I'm getting the word rejection. I don't feel that you're getting a rejection. I feel like there's something coming from a rejection, as in there's a breakthrough from that maybe there's a second chance. Some plans that you have made will be changed very much at the last minute. This week is going to be very significant for the next 3 weeks coming up and the positive road that you choose to take. Watch the old temptations, watch the old influences. There's the little eyes of jealousy on you, and I'm getting two people maybe around you that could be showing these signs or be trying to hold you back, and you're going to become very aware of. This could be people that you live with that you suddenly realize are the reasons for challenges in your life or blocks in your life. There's somebody particularly stubborn around you. This could be you that is being awkward, who doesn't want to see something, all right? But this breakthrough is going to bring light to what could have seemed or could have been a dark situation. And I say could have been because it wasn't going to be long term. So some news that you might have got back in May time. I'm also getting connections with 2010, 2011. Somebody could be making headway or coming forwards after all that time. And it's never good to sit and wait for somebody who isn't coming forwards or who isn't beneficial for you. But when we let go, sometimes these things suddenly appear and it could come back after a long time. I'm getting the word result. Okay, finally, karma is being played into your hands in the right way and is justified. There could be a Sagittarian around you that has an intuitive or instinctive reaction with you. I feel like you could connect on a soul level with this person. It could just be a friendship. Doesn't mean that it's something that you're going to go into long term or it's a love thing, but I feel that it's going to bring you back out of the cold where you may have felt like everything was lost. Again, I'm getting this kind of breakthrough feeling this week for you, Aries, that where you thought it was all lost, it's kind of all coming back together, and it's gone back on. It's like going back in time and redoing it. That you're suddenly seeing this in a whole new light. That this week you're realizing that actually it wasn't so bad, that actually there was a reason for that, and this is the perfect timing for certain things to happen. But you are going to have to stay strong about certain people, and it could be their stubbornness that is coming through, or their lack of excitement for what your news is or what is happening with you. But I do get the sense you're moving on, you're making changes. Maybe you have some answers, to do with moving house, because I do have that sense of big shift happening for you, Aries. And if you hear about some, you've got into a university or a college last minute, you've been on the waiting list, it could be that you have to move quite far afield. I'm getting the letter C, places with the letter C, somebody wanting to go somewhere. It was kind of on the back burner. It was a second, it was a last chance saloon, and it seemed like everything wasn't going to happen. And then this comes up, and a mother or a carer is not particularly happy about it because it means you're moving far away. If this is what you want, then stick to your guns. Don't allow somebody else's fear or sadness get in the way of what you want. This is a good thing that is happening. So Taurus, don't be confused by someone's dramatic actions this week. Somebody, there could be an ending, there could be a complete turnaround, there could be an outburst from somebody, something could be said. I'm kind of getting this lightning moment or tower moment, which could feel like an ending, but it could also be a rebirth in many ways. I've also got the sign of Scorpio, which is a sign of rebirth, but it could be somebody around you that is having an outburst, or you are questioning their motives or their behavior, that kind of thing. Maybe you will have an argument with them, or it could just be a water sign, but it feels particularly more of a Scorpio for some of you. There is celebration this week for you, and I do feel that there is going to be more honesty. I get the sense you're being given the opportunity to live a life that is more honest. And I'm not saying that you are liars or that you're doing anything underhand. It's more that you're maybe not being completely honest about what you want. So we can say a lot, we can voice a lot, we can justify many things to make things okay, but sometimes it's not our truth, because we try and tell ourselves that something is right when it isn't. And I feel that this is your chance to put things back in balance this week. Maybe there is an altercation, maybe there is just some kind of sense of justice that occurs or release, from this tower moment. I mean, that is a release in itself. I do feel that something is going to confuse you, but it will lead to a better approach of things, a better way forward, some more clarity, and it's going to be like a sense of cleansing. So maybe it is an argument that happens. Maybe everything comes to a head. When I see that lightning strike, it's like whoosh, it comes from nowhere, and everything sort of goes upside down for a while, and then it eases out. There is a better pattern to follow, and I do see a more valuable one. I'm seeing you looking at your finances differently and finding a way forwards. It's like you're planning things, you're writing down some ideas, and you're getting more focused this week. So whatever is happening, whatever chaos moment or release happens, or kind of wake up moment, which comes out of the blue, it's going to set you on a better path, and you're going to feel a lot better. So it could be just a lot of pent-up energy that you have. And the Scorpio sign is not necessarily a person. It's just that sense of endings, rebirth, letting go, because I've got doubt and disillusionment. It's like clearing. It's a sense of this has got to finish. We've got to move on. Let's just get this sorted. Let's find some resolve. Because I've also got the death here. Not meaning again that anyone's going to die. This is about endings of cycles and renewal. And I'm just seeing more balance, more honesty. You feeling more intuitive and just feeling generally cleansed. I'll go back to the Scorpio element, or maybe there is a person that is around that is causing this or is a facilitator in this. Again, it's not a bad way. I mean, I kind of don't feel there's going to be an argument with that person. It just feels like everything coming to a head, and that maybe, there's a release of emotion in yourself rather than an altercation with somebody, if that makes sense. Because this is a release of the doubts. This is letting go of stuff that hasn't been real. Again, maybe it's like you're holding on to stuff, you're holding it together, you're suppressing, you're kind of controlling things so nothing gets out of hand, especially if somebody's all over the place around you or unsettled. It can cause you to feel like that, and you're kind of just keeping the peace, not confronting it, because you're kind of, a bit concerned about where that's going to go. But then after a while, there's nowhere else to put all that, to contain stuff, and you've just got to let go of it, because this could be stuff from months and months of pent-up energy that is coming out. But this is about your truth, and it's about following a better pattern in your life and living a more honest life in you, and just being cool about that, you know, and being excited about that. And I just feel it's like new horizons coming up for you this week. It's like, no, I'm going to end this. I'm going to just sort this out. Let's just resolve this and move on. Okay, so good week of change, rebirth, finding the balance again, and finding refocus. Gemini. Hello, all my lovely Geminis out there. Right, this week I feel like you're going to gain some insight into a situation from a higher level. You are going to be looking at things from a higher vibration and kind of understanding all the entanglements, all the miscommunications, I'm kind of seeing you looking at one issue where everyone's kind of going in different directions, and how things have become very, very knotted. Now, this could be just communication between a group of people, because I'm seeing kind of at least maybe 4 individuals, 3 or 4, where things have been said, people have heard this, you know, certain opinions have been formed, different focuses, that kind of thing. And you've been part of that, and obviously been dealing with things and reacting from what's been given to you. But this week I feel like you're stepping back and looking at it from a completely different angle and saying, right, I'm going to look at this from my point of view now. Because I just get the sense that this could be an issue where a lot of people are telling you lots of things. Maybe there's something you want to do and everyone's got an opinion, or maybe there's been an argument with a group of people and you've kind of found yourself in the centre of it. Everything's kind of got a mess, and again, this could have been a long term thing, and you want to unscrabble it now. You know, it's like a load of wool that's all been knotted up and it's become entangled and all the colours have been mixed up, and now you don't know where your needles are. You know, everything's just got weird and your brain's gone cavoodled. And you're realising how much you've been influenced by other people, or somebody else has been leading you, and you've kind of forgotten yourself, all right? So this is you saying, no, I'm not going to do what everyone else wants or what everyone else thinks, or follow this thing because that's how it's done. I'm going to actually now be independent of what I want. And this could just literally be that you have been, you know, it could be that you've been doing loads of courses, or you've been following lots of things online, and you've been, you know, say for instance, you're doing loads of self-help books. Okay, and I always say this, we can do so many self-help books that we end up needing to save ourselves or help ourselves. We forget how to help ourselves. You know, maybe you've been following something online or doing things that are other people's ideas, which is great, and learning from that, right? And you're teaching yourself and you're going, oh, this is a good idea, I'll do that. But in doing so, you're kind of like just, you've forgotten you, because you're following guidelines. You know, maybe you've been involved in something, even on a creative aspect or whatever you've been, but it's become the norm to kind of follow certain protocols. Now, this doesn't mean, you know, I'm not talking about governmental stuff or laws, but it's like a sense of you've lost you somehow. And maybe it's just like a wake-up call this week, that you just think, hang on, who am I? What do I actually want? Do I actually enjoy this? Because I've been going from A to B to C to D, back to A again, then to J, then, you know, and I don't know what's going on anymore, because it's just got very, very entangled. That's the energy around this. And you'll kind of pinpoint where it started and who was effective in the guidance or has been leading the way. And maybe you've just been going along with things because it's been easier and hadn't realised you were even doing that. All right. So this isn't like, I'm not pointing blame at you. I just feel like sometimes we can create a restriction by following what we felt is safe, because it's just become normal to us. And then we haven't even realised it's become limited. And, you know, going back to the whole governmental thing going on about, and everybody's conspiracy theories and whatever, you know, you can get so entangled by what's going on. You forget what you actually like or what you want. So this is going to be a week where you kind of rise above it and you detach, and you may want to find some time on your own. And Spirit is actually saying, if you really do that and you really focus on you and what you're passionate about, you will have a massive breakthrough. There are people that will not listen. There are people that will not get it. and will not understand where you're coming from. But it doesn't matter, because this is about you creating a better place in your life. I talked about in the main reading about second wave coming. The second wave is about a second wave of being, a second opportunity to put things right for yourself. So take this opportunity. It's like the second boat coming in to guide us to the shore. All right, you missed the first one, and you decided not to take it because you thought, no, it's best to stay here and carry on with what you're doing. But now you're like, actually, that was a road to freedom, I'm going to take it. All right, so if something comes around again this week, or you suddenly get this epiphany, I am getting like mothers who have passed coming through in dreams, connecting with people, spirit guides, that kind of thing, where you kind of get a really strong message coming through, and you realize where you've been going, and that you could have been going around in circles for years now, and it just suddenly makes sense. So listen to yourselves, Gemini. Hi Cancers, lovely to have you here today. So what have we got for you this week? Lots and lots of things coming on. I feel like you could be juggling a lot of things this week. Things could be thrown at you to show you where you need to focus. Okay, this is a moment of, what is my true passion? What do I really desire? What is my real needs here? Why am I going down this road when why am I doing all these things? Am I blocking my way forwards on purpose so I don't have to listen to me because I'm afraid of what the outcome will be? Or am I just getting caught up in too much because I've been afraid? I don't know. Sometimes we take on 50 jobs because, well, not 50, but because we feel that that's going to bring us in, more resources, it's going to bring in a better income, whereas actually all you're doing is tiring yourself out, and you're not doing any job particularly well, so you end up losing them all. This is a clear crossroads this week. The lights are turning from amber to red. Or do they go green and red, or do they go amber in between? I feel like there is a kind of, you're ready, you know it's going to stop, you know you're coming to that point, and then suddenly the lights go red, and then you will be kind of halted. And there's this moment of clarity and stillness where you suddenly have a realization of like, this is what's really important to me, and actually this is what I'm missing out on, and I'm trying to put everything into something else because I'm avoiding that, or I'm feeling lost. So I'm trying to fill my space because I don't want to sit with myself maybe, or maybe because I don't want to admit that I'm missing that, or again, there's an avoidance here. I feel there's a lot of loving energy around this week, and that you could reconnect with somebody and have some really, really rare romantic moments. There's also expansion, a decision to make. Maybe it's a decision of what to do as far as a trip is concerned, or which way you're going to go, and actually wanting more. I get this sense of like, do you know what? I just want more. I'm kind of surprised at how much I do want, and there's a little bit of stress around, which is going to be a key ingredient in you getting to that point. There's going to be one surprise moment, I feel like a real like, wow, I really can't believe that. This could be about how someone feels about you. It's like when you look further and you understand the details, you're going to be surprised about what is really going on. I get the sense you have to do research. Now, if this is to do with love, then this, look further into somebody's motives or what they're really doing before you make a decision, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. All right. I'm getting a sense anybody who is further away, I'm getting that sense of international feel. This could be to do with travel, like you're thinking, oh, well, that's just taken away from me, I can't do this anymore, and you're looking on the negative, and then you realize actually this is amazing because this has been stopped so I could have something else, and you're kind of surprised, or you look in more detail and you realize this could be to your benefit. All right, because I feel like there's positives here. You're being stopped so you can get something better, and you're being stopped because there's a new opportunity coming. You have been shown the signs, and you're going to be shown them all week. Okay, so focus on the love for yourself, and you will start realizing how much you don't need. I get the sense you're kind of bringing burden into your life without even knowing it, so that you can continue to struggle, although you don't want to. You feel safe with that. Maybe you've had struggle your whole life, but this feels like you're kind of drawing it in where it's just not necessary, that the stress is being created from in you. And actually, it'd be a lot easier to just deal with what you're afraid of. So refocus this week, make a decision on where you want to go, what your actual goal is, and then look at what you're doing to get that goal. Because you might be saying it over and over and over, I want this, I want that, I want that, but what are you actually doing to create it? What are you, what are you actively doing? Are you, and I don't mean like, oh, are you having a savings account and whatever? It's not necessarily that. But are you, if you want a great big job, are you actively looking for one, or are you just sitting there waiting for it to come in? And there's waiting and being in the moment and being kind of still, all right? Waiting is just like, come on then, bring it on. I've been waiting for ages. I can't believe it's not happening, and doing nothing about it. Waiting is waiting for the kettle to boil, because you're waiting for somebody to take responsibility, or you're giving someone else that lead. You have the choice to take some action this week. You have a choice to make a decision. So look further into what is going on, and I think you're going to be surprised at how much you are able to achieve and what you can do. So Leo, hello Leos. Right, this week as well is a second chance for you. It feels like that is the energy of the week. A chance to make amends, a chance to make things work. There is a lot of value to be had this week by focusing on what you believe, what is good for you. I feel like you need to take an independent road. You may need to break apart from a partnership. And I don't mean necessarily a loved one, but a working partnership. Maybe it's time to relook at what the original agreement was. I feel like you are looking at your role specifically and what you decided or agreed to do, and things have changed. Life has changed. You have changed. You want more. That's what I'm getting. You want more for your sacrifices. Okay, and I'm using that word because I feel like maybe you've sacrificed more than someone else, or you put in more to something than somebody else. You're not getting the lifestyle that you set out to get. That's what I'm feeling. That the original plan was to have A, B, and C. Maybe it was to have a weekend off in 6 months to have this. And this is a chance for you to have a new beginning and to look at things with new eyes and actually look at what you want. Maybe you have been going along with things because that's where you were positioned at that time, that you had little choice. Maybe somebody invested more money in a situation. It could be a house that you've bought, but now you've got the good job and you're now investing just as much, but somehow you're still the one paying the dues, or you're the one that's still feeling like the underdog. Something is going to come to you. If you can take some time out to really readjust, because you could be doing your head in at the moment. You could be really, really tired of everything going on and you're not able to see the wood through the trees, right? Because they're saying if you take some time to rest, and maybe a day off, maybe just an hour a day where you can just have yourself or just breathe, you will start getting some insight. There's a lot of intuitive energy coming through for you, and I feel you have an opportunity to put things right. I just get the sense your instincts are really, really heightened, and you're picking up on a lot of stuff, and you may just be feeling that something isn't right, but you can't really quite put your finger on it. But this is time to, listen to those instincts, and the only way to do that is to be still for a little while. Just let everything go, and just in that moment say, right, for now everything is where it is. No one's knocking on my door, no one's having a go at me, all these things I'm worried about aren't actually happening. So let me just take an hour of my time, or a day, where it's just about me, and I'm just going to clear and just get my head straight. There's a lot to be learned over the next 2 weeks, all right? Spirit is saying that they're showing you lots and lots of details of how to get the best of your life, to get the best benefits. And I feel like there is more money on the cards. There is something that could come this week that is going to be a stroke of luck. So give yourself another chance. Give yourself another go. Don't talk yourself out of something. It could be an offer on the table for you, a chance to go it alone, a chance to strike out, a chance for a promotion where it doesn't involve everybody else. I'm seeing people in teams, like a head of teams, and they've given a lot of time, loyalty and whatever, and now it's time to move on. But you're feeling pulled because you've given so much. It's become the norm, and that they may not get it, but this is about you. So think about your well-being overall, and I think you're going to get the answers. And if you take some time out, it's going to be really useful to you. Hello Virgos, all my lovely friends Virgos, happy birthday to anyone who is celebrating this week. This is going to be a crossroads week for you, to do with your heart, self, love. I do feel matters of the home are going to come into play, and creating a place of nurturing and love for you and your loved ones. I feel like I can just see you sitting there and considering all the factors and thinking, you know what, all this stuff that's happened, it's not important. It's like, what is the most important? There's going to be lots of nostalgia this week, lots of changes. There could be new beginnings, you know, new entrances into the world, people being born, that kind of thing. This definitely affects happening. There's something big happening to you this week, a major change where you are looking at all of life factors and considering what is the most important thing. I'm seeing somebody looking at old photographs and just thinking, this is what was good. This was great in my life. You know, maybe some of you listening are closer to the end of your life, or, you know, feeling like you've done your job, you know, if, like, all the kids have gone and the next generation's coming in, and, you know, there's been some big endings recently, but there's also, everything has changed, you know, where it was 2 years ago, everything is just completely different. But it could be better. There's things that aren't great. You know, there's things that maybe aren't everything that you would like. Maybe not all your loved ones are near you, or, you know, you're unable to, you know, there's been changes that have happened that have restricted you, obviously, with the whole world. But it's like you're looking at the best of times. What were the best of times? What was the most important thing of all of that? What was the light? What made your heart sing? And you're coming to this point where you're questioning a situation where you felt pushed out, or a sense of disconnection. I mean, maybe this week you'll kind of feel it, like a bit lost or alone just for a moment. That's why I'm seeing people looking at photographs and going, God, I remember when we were all together. You know, I mean, this year has been really, really challenging, obviously, for people to be together. And if you're in England or in a colder country, I mean, I know particularly England, you know, it's like when the cold weather comes in, it's going to be less easy to kind of all be in one house, or, you know, there's this kind of amount of people, isn't it? Or you're in your bubble type of thing. And it's like, oh, right, the summer's over. Now we can't sit outside, and we can't, you know, what's going to change? What's Christmas going to be like? It's like you're looking at all these things and thinking, how long have I got? You know, what can I make the best of now? Because so much has happened this year that I had no control of. And now I want to get the best of everything. I want to put all of that behind me, all the angst, all the sadness, and I just want to draw everything together in the best way that I can and connect with the love. So there's some big changes coming, and I feel like you've been looking at all the stuff you've been focusing on that hasn't been important. You know, maybe you've been overworked or taking on loads of jobs and you haven't even seen it, or you've been like juggling millions of things you actually haven't had to. It wasn't your responsibility. And you've been blind to, and there's this kind of wake-up call. You're going to make a big decision this week. Big decision. And I feel like this is your power coming back, and it's like you may take some time on your own to consider this and be nostalgic, but then suddenly you'll go, buff, you know, this is what's going to happen. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to make it better. I'm going to take charge. And you will. There's definitely self-reflection coming on. This is about your heart self. This is about your loved ones. This is about your home environment, what you want to do. Maybe you'll suddenly think, right, why are we clattering around in this great big house? Or we could like go and move somewhere else. Why don't we just take our lives? Why are we still worrying about all these people when they've given us nothing back? And we could like go somewhere else, or we could do something different. We could live our life differently and actually take away all this struggle. Why have we been struggling? Because we've been taking on all this stuff that isn't ours, you know, that kind of thing. So, massive crossroads coming this week, where I feel like you're going to make a big heartfelt decision, and you're going to stand up strong and maybe voice something or make some big changes. So, very important week for you, Virgos. Hi, Libra. Right, what have we got for you this week? Again, home changes for you. Shifts around the home. There's kind of earthy decisions. Now, you're air signs, but I'm getting this sense of, I want to be more grounded. I want to get things more structured. I want to get things in place. And you're looking at everything around you and what you could turn it into more resources. So you may be looking at what you could sell. You know, there could be something in your house that you think, actually, this is worth quite a lot and it's just sitting here gathering dust and we could sell this and have a really good holiday. Why don't we live life to the full right now? This is such a huge week, I feel, for this second wave of energy coming in, where people have the chance to grab hold of what is important, whether we're restricted or not, whether you've got to wear a mask, whether you're allowed to leave your home. It's like, what can I do in my home, or what can I do within these confines to actually make my life fulfilled? Because, you know, I could be stuck on a desert island, or, you know, in a country where, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be living or dying the next week, you know, that kind of thing. And you're thinking, well, in this moment, I could do this, A, B, and C, and nothing is stopping me. And I just feel like you're looking at what you really want. You know, you're thinking, right, I'm going to turn something I have within my home into something really, really exciting, really abundant, and get my wishes, you know, create the answers to my wishes, or have my wishes granted by doing something, taking some kind of action. There's a phone call that is coming that is going to take you out of a place of limbo. Okay, it's very important. It's going to change a pattern for the better. And I feel that once you start looking differently and your perspective changes on certain things, that's what's going to take you out of that limbo. That's what's going to create and be the trigger of that call. So if you're waiting for something to happen, look at what you're doing in your own home. Are you in limbo? Are you just going, come on, come on, come on, why isn't this happening? And that there's stuff that you could be doing. All right, consider that. I feel like you're going to see in very, very clear details some people who have been game playing around you as well. Could be someone close to you. Maybe I'm actually seeing people looking at groups of other people and questioning really what their motives are, and thinking, actually, you're really not good for me. You know, you're kind of manipulating me a little bit, and I don't really like that. You're doing it for your own gain. And then actually understanding that maybe staying at home sometimes and not going out with these people or socializing with these types of people is actually going to be better for you. It's going to be more abundant, more valuable than thinking you've got to go out because, you know, you've got to be social, you've got to be seen to be enjoying yourself, and you've got to be, you know, showing that you're supportive. The question is, are you supporting yourself? I feel like somebody is turning your wheel of fortune at the moment, or something. You're allowing the puppeteer to pull your strings. You make the decision. You decide what is important for you and make those things happen, because you are the sign of balance. So you know more than anyone what balance is. All right? When you're on the negative or less positive side, you know, in space or mindset, that's when everything is out of, you know, that's when you haven't got balance. So make the decision to get the balance. The balance is by looking at what you want and what serves you best. That will always give you that balance. It's not about what am I giving and take, you know, who am I giving to? Or, oh my God, I better make everybody happy. And, you know, this is typical of Libra. It's like, you know, almost becoming indecisive because of trying to keep the balance, whereas actually the balance comes from inside. If you do what is good for you, you will correct the balance, because then people will see that you are loving yourself and giving what is important to yourself. Okay? So have a think about that. If there's something that is waiting or not quite happening and it's in limbo and everything's kind of just waiting at the start lines and no one's, you know, started the race or pushing anything forwards, and you're waiting, look at what you can change in your own lifestyle and your own home environment, because that is what is going to make the change or bring the change. Hello, Scorpio, all my fellow Scorpios out there, wishing you a wonderful week. Right, interesting. Now this is really good because this is backing up a lot of things that I've kind of listened to as well for my own sign. And it seems that this week could be a massive week of change for Scorpios. I am seeing sudden abundance, release into abundance. This could be that, you know, suddenly you've had enough and you start looking to what is valuable to you, which creates the change. I am seeing a sense of letting go here, which is really important. I talk about this with a lot of people. Letting go is not thinking about it. It's not giving it energy. It's like, it's not important anymore. I'm just not going to bother about this. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to stress about it. This is just doing my head in. That's the letting go. It's like it's just really not cool anymore. And I'm seeing a great loyalty coming to you, or you giving loyalty to yourself. Better routines. It's like better structure coming. That will bring a new beginning. Your passions bringing results. This kind of sense of childlike energy coming through. Innocence, playfulness, that is going to bring so much abundance towards you. And I am seeing expansion. Now, with most signs, and even in the main reading, I saw this sense of second chance, second wave coming. And for you, like a few signs specifically, we're seeing a second way of doing things, creating more structure, creating stronger foundations, and expansion coming from that. There could be something that is more solid, that is concrete, that is going to happen. Where travel plans are concerned, something comes in that is going to give you more stability, because I do see more abundance here. Look at things in more detail before you get stressed about them. I think that is one of the main messages for you, is to remain grounded. So do as much grounding as you can this week. There could be a job or work offer or situation that could be a slow burner, but keep going, because it's going to bring results, and it could bring you in connection with a new partnership. It could bring you love in. It could show you a new way of working with somebody. But it's also bringing in new perspective. And I am seeing agreements and contracts. Just watch feeling drained. I get the sense that this is important this week, to not allow yourself to stress about things you don't have to stress about. Stop overthinking. Stop overwhelming yourself with detail. Or trying to plan anything too much. Just remain grounded. When you're in that energy, everything will flow, and you're going to be very heightened on a spiritual level. So connect with that. Be in the flow. Just allow things to happen. You may have been feeling great losses of late, or feeling again that sense of uncertainty and instability. You know, who do I trust? Who do I not? But the loyalty comes from you. If you're loyal to yourself, you will get it back. There's some people that are going to be behaving a little bit immaturely around you, that may be wanting a fight to try and upset your groundedness. So go and, like I say, focus on anything that is creative. Work on your spiritual self. Be strong about what you want, and being around grounded people. Think about what is valuable to you and not other people. I know this isn't going to be easy all the time to say no, but I just get the sense that there is so much coming to you, and there could be a massive change which brings in some good fortune. Again, what you wish for could finally happen. I think you're going to see signs of it all around. So let go of your own stubbornness, and don't allow someone else's stubbornness affect you going forwards. Always just keep yourself in the light and keep grounded. Hello, Sagittarius, and all my lovely Sagittarius friends out there. Right, we've got a really good, fateful week here for you where work is concerned. I feel something could just fall into your lap. There is an opportunity to take stock, to take charge. I get the sense you could be offered an opportunity that will really put you in the limelight and could put you at the forefront. So it could be a management job. It could be, I'm getting promotions, or a sense of leadership here, where you could be leading a team, or you could be at pioneering a project, an idea that happens. It's important that you really, really stay strong and confident and see yourself as that leader. There's a lot of communication coming, and I feel like you're going to let a lot of things go through discussing matters. Be open, just let it all come out. Be open to when you start talking about stuff. You may at the beginning not know what you're going to be discussing, but then through communication you suddenly open up. I feel like you need to talk to someone where it's a little bit like a counselling session, not like go and see a counsellor, but where you can be around someone you can just talk, you know, and you can just let go of everything, and they're just gonna just be that sounding board. Not someone that is going to give you loads of opinions or whatever, just someone that you can just maybe just sit in front of the mirror and do it to yourself, you know. But it's about finding a place that you can just get it all out there. And I think by talking it through, you'll suddenly come up with what you need to do. It's not going to be what someone else says, it's going to be what you say. There is a lot about value this week, about what is valuable to you and understanding that value. And for you as well, like Scorpios and a few others, there is a second chance, a surprise second chance coming this week. New growth and surprise insight over one situation of how you've carried yourself, how you've dealt with something, and how you understand on a higher level. Stop arguing with yourself. I feel like sometimes you just have these conversations in your head that need to stop now. The moment you start hearing yourself talking, going, oh, what about this? What about that? You know, all these old fears start coming up, because that's what's causing it. It is the voice of fear that is questioning stuff. That's when you need to quieten your mind and just go and do something that is very freeing and very relaxing. You know, even if that's running or doing something energetic, that's what I'm getting, something physical, swimming. Swimming's always good because, you know, water is very, very cleansing. And because Mars is going retrograde, you may be feeling kind of like irritated because, you know, you want to release some energy. So go for a long walk if you don't want to run. But freeing yourself is really important. When this offer is put on the table, make sure it is right for you on a spiritual level as well as a material level, okay? That it is what, I feel like you need to access what your calling is. What is your soul calling? What do you want to achieve by your work? What do you want to do? What is gonna, and it's not about what is good for everyone else. This is about you. What is your soul needing to, that will be fulfilling? And it doesn't have to be any particular job, right? It doesn't have to be a label of a job. You don't have to think, right, I want to do this because of this. It's about, what is it that I want to achieve? What is my passion? But also, what is the goal here when I'm doing it? What goal will give me that fulfillment? And then decide on what kind of job would fit into that. Rather than looking for the job because this will give me happiness, you know, this will make me smile for a while and it's really fun, and it's going to give me money because it worked before or because I'm good at this. Think about the actual happiness. Go back to basics. That's what I feel. And again, it's this conversation with God, or this conversation with your reflection, or somebody who is just a sounding board, is what is going to help. I just feel like it's going to be lots of discussions this week in general anyway, or you wanting to talk it out and to get things off your chest. And it might come out in big riddles. It might come out in weird kind of cryptic stuff, you know, discussions. But at the end of the day, I think you'll walk away and go, oh yeah, I'm getting that, you know. So this is an important week for change, for freedom. And there could be something amazing that comes on the horizon and unexpected. But overall, it's about taking leadership of what is going to be good for you, what is going to bring you that ultimate happiness. Capricorn, hello, my lovely Capricorns. Right, work is really on the cards this week. Talking about work, I feel like you could be talking with people, talking about new projects. I'm getting kind of programs, workshops. Thinking about business ideas, being inventive, what's coming next for next year, what's going to happen in the next 6 months, rebranding, that kind of thing. Something has hurt you. Something has caused you pain, which is the trigger for all this. It's like you're kind of like getting yourself together this week. It's like you're putting your coat back on and you're going back outside and you're going to take another bash at it. You know, it doesn't matter how stormy it is, how snowy it is, but you're going to just put yourself out there and you're going to discuss it. You could be going to talk to a manager about some changes you want to make. You might be questioning why you didn't get a bonus. Why didn't you get the payroll? Why didn't you get the opportunity of promotion? Something is niggling you that, you know, and I'm also getting the sense that, you know, there's not enough you're not getting the lighter moments where somebody else could be, and you're wanting to make that work. So you're going to be going out there, researching, marketing, talking to lots of people this week and discussing work ideas. If it's not within, could be in-house, it could be just like your own business where you're suddenly grabbing your team and saying, right, this is what we're going to do, we're going to change this up. I do feel rebranding is important. I don't think getting out there necessarily in the next 2 months is the best time, but actually organising, putting your energy into that and regrouping is going to be good for the next 2 months. There is a big crossroads coming, and it is going to turn everything around. All right, this week I feel like luck is on your side. You can turn things around for the better. So if you've been suffering losses, or things haven't been working out, you've been losing money, or you know, you've been kind of on a downslide for a while, I feel this is your chance to recuperate. There's going to be something that comes, an idea, an inspiration, or something that makes big changes. A new opportunity is coming in this week, and it could come in as a big surprise. So you could be given the opportunity to, you know, for you, your company, or for you to put your ideas out there, for you to take control of something. Could fall into your lap all of a sudden. It's very positive. Stop doubting yourself, all right? Let go of the doubts, because that's what's going to create the questions. Talk things through, discuss ideas, and think about, right, why has this come in? Forget about the pain, if that makes sense. The pain will trigger, will be your push in a way, but don't allow that to cause you disillusionment, all right? Or be fearful, allow past pain to create fear in you. This is a good opportunity, and I feel like, you know, this is time to really make things worth it. Aquarius, 2 breakthroughs this week. Some news coming that you've been waiting for. I feel like you're going to understand someone else's motives, or how they work. It's going to match your own. You're going to realise you would rather be in that person's playground or playing field than the one that maybe you've been in for a while. You're going to understand what has been causing drama in your life, which has been causing you pain, and I see you taking control of it. It's like there's this need. I feel like you're going to step back from a situation and suddenly think, I really need a rest from this, because every time, although this is a positive thing, there's always this other stuff that comes with it. It doesn't kind of just flow. What is it that I'm doing, or what is it that I'm creating? Something is going to surprise you, but I say 2 breakthroughs, major breakthroughs coming in. One really big surprise after a time of stress. A letter coming, or communication, which is going to give you some answers. And I feel things kind of on the move again, things starting to progress, but you need to take control. I feel like you've got to eliminate a few things, create some space, energy clear, space clear, because something is blocked, something is locked in your life, or maybe it's in your home living space that needs to just be energetically cleared. It's from the past, and I feel like you're connecting to it, which is what is bringing in the certain dramas. And I'm not saying this to judge you or to blame you, okay? It's just a feeling that it's still lingering. Something is still lingering. It could be a fear that comes up in you that triggers whatever this energetic thing is around you. You know, I mean, it could be as simple as just clearing a corner, sweeping it out, because some of that past energy is still stuck there. But I do see you kind of getting this epiphany when you're lying in bed and just going, oh my God, that's what that is. This is what I've got to do. And then jumping out of bed and wanting to make some changes, and then making some plans. There is extra money coming this week, or opportunities being shown, like 2 new pathways that you could follow, to, you know, different choices, you know, different roads that you could go down. And I do get a sense of rebirth, but it's like, again, reevaluating and recreating what you're doing, because I just get a sense you go down these roads and you get so far, and then something is happening to prevent that, or somebody comes in with a drama, or, you know, something comes in to slow the progress, and you never quite get where you want to be, and then you find yourself back where you started again. All right, so this is partly a pattern, but it's also a past energy feeling or trigger or something in you. It could be a sense of value, you know, maybe just feeling that, you know, deep down that you're not deserving it, or maybe you're not really you're not loving yourself enough, or following the love for yourself, or you're not valuing yourself high enough. You know, I mean, it's very easy if you're a spiritual worker or a light worker or, you know, a giver, you know, fixer or whatever, or healer, to kind of overcompensate and give more, because it's like, well, I'm in my flow and everything's coming to me and I'm cool, I don't think about money. But actually always being without, because you're not actually charging, or you're not valuing what you've got anyway, you're just constantly giving it out and thinking, well, that's the loving way to be, which is very loving if you love, you know, you're full of gratitude and everything. And it's not about focusing on the money, I'm not saying that. It's about realizing your boundaries and realizing what you're worth, and that you could have more. I feel like Spirit is saying you can have so much more. You know, you're putting maybe too much energy into that where you didn't have to. You're not valuing your skill or what you can really offer. So think about this week. But there's 2 breakthroughs coming through. And I do see loyalty, but, you know, and a chance of taking back control and remanaging things, reevaluating, restructuring. Okay, Pisces, last but not least. Okay, there is something that is, and I'm going to say this in the nicest way, something to come back and bite you this week, but I don't feel like it's a really angry nip. It's, you know, like a really big bite or something that is going to really hurt. It's like a little nip of a wake-up call. Somebody coming back, somebody showing you how to reorganize or remanage your life. They might come in as an annoyance, you know, like when you meet an old friend and they come and they tell you how it should be, and you think, oh great, well, you don't understand my life because you're like living the high life and I'm stuck here with a child and an annoying husband and I've got bills to pay, and, you know, I can't just nip out to work whenever I want. But this person is coming in to show you can have it all, right? It's like they're waking you up, because it'll annoy you because it's the truth, all right? And that's what I want you to remember. I feel like there's big connections with work. Maybe it is going back to work or upping your game a bit. You know, maybe you've been safe where you are at work and in your situation, and justifying the fact that, yeah, everything is, I'm just accepting it, this is my lot, blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm not going to push too hard because the world's in this place at the moment. But actually what this person is saying, but you could actually do more if you wanted to. And what they're doing is waking you up to the fact that maybe you've been lying to yourself a little bit. So it might annoy you, but it's actually going to be useful. There could be some blocks about family energy. I feel like you're not showing what, you may be showing to everybody what is really going on. And I am seeing a little bit of sadness this week, of like feeling like I really want to tell people, but I'm not sure, you know, how it's going to be addressed. But, and I keep telling, again, it's like this person coming in, it's like they're awakening you to say, to show you that maybe what you're not really seeing. You've created a facade somewhere in your life. It could be around your home life. Maybe you really are wanting to get back to work. Maybe you have been wanting to make changes, but you feel like you shouldn't. You know, it's like you don't deserve it. Fate is going to bring some smiles though, okay? So it's not all doom and gloom, but I just get the sense that whatever is being shown to you this week is going to show you what is important about relationships, what is positive and what is happy in your life and what is fulfilling. So I've talked about second waves coming in, of second waves of wake-up calls, new opportunity to step into the light, that kind of thing. And I feel like this week for you, this is about readdressing what you've maybe missed out on, maybe what you've been lying to yourself a little bit. There could be a wake-up call from somebody where you're surprised of actually, you know, you thought they were loyal to you and they're not, kind of thing. And you think, oh my God, I put all my energy into that thing and really I've been wasting all my time. I've come out with very little when I could have been doing that. And I've been not focusing on my family, on my relationship. And actually, what was all that, you know, I've missed out. And so it's that kind of wake-up call, but it's a time to regroup, shut a door and rebirth and start again. Have a new opportunity, you know, get things back in check, get things back in balance. Look at your whole life, you know, as a whole, the next 10 years, what you'd like to achieve, and actually what isn't great. You know, and a lot of time we don't want to face it because we don't want to, you know, we don't want to tell people what we really feel because it's going to make us look foolish, or, you know, or like we've made a big mistake, kind of thing. This is the start of a new journey. I think that some love is going to be shown to you this week in gratitude. There could be a gift coming that is going to, again, be part of this situation. It's like a few things coming in, you know, someone coming from the past, people speaking their truth, an offer on the table, decisions to make, sudden, you know, offerings of love or a gift of love, of somebody showing their appreciation, and you thinking, oh my God, I should have given more, you know, that kind of thing. It's like I say, it's bringing up a little bit of sadness, because it's that feeling of like, have I wasted, you know, why have I done this for so long when this could have been so easy? But please look at it, you know, I know you may think, why have I wasted time? But actually you haven't, because this is giving you the biggest learning, all right? It's going to bring you to the best wake up call, the best epiphany, the best life that you can have. So it's necessary for you to stop maybe going down a road that hasn't been good for you or the best for you, to take stock and have another go, all right? So let go of the what ifs, or you could have done this. Fine, you've done it. Acknowledge it and move on. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. If you'd like a private reading, just go to my website, www.saraperrypsychic.com, and I wish you all a fabulous week. Take care.